First, I want to delete this and this. So like now we are going to focus now.
To seeing a black person as an intelligent person who can think for themselves, who can produce and
you exploited
Andy
it.
was like, "Hooray."
Can still tolerate living in shacks and go and work for white people in beautiful homes.
Hello guys, welcome back. Here I'm just going to learn about this
Not kill those white people.
Let's just admit it.
This is
The
your
Rainbow
first
Nation
time,
has
like-
failed. The whole idea of non-racialism 20 years on. The whole idea of non-racialism 20 years on.
You know guys, let me tell you something, a secret. I never knew there's something beautiful like this. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's go.
A pipe dream. In fact, we should blame you marketing guys, because you came up with it and then you exploited it for your own commercial gain.
No, I don't think that marketing, came up with it. In fact, it was Archbishop Tutu came up with it.
And you exploited
Andy
it.
was like, the Rainbow Nation. Of,
Yes.
That's,
Yeah.
he coined
And then
the
you
phrase.
exploited it.
I'm not even going to talk about marketing. I can understand what Mandela was trying to do, what, Archbishop Tutu and them were trying to do, but you are not going to get that done in like 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years. Because when you used to sing a black person as a god.
Wow, this is so beautiful topic that I believe like every child must watch in South Africa, because we are a diverse country, we are a Rainbow Nation. I believe with my whole heart, because every black child must watch this video. I'm telling you, they must watch these topics. They are so nice, education, best. So we're going to debate. Remember, open discussion. No one is attacked. This is the truth. In debate, man, they're going to hurt your feelings. In debate, hey, they're going to, especially about debate on racism in South Africa. They're going to, oh my God, they're going to, I don't know. So like, you see, I'm saying yo. Is bad this side. Let's go and enjoy this beautiful topic. Oh my God.
At a garden boy your whole life, and you are not used to seeing a black person as an intelligent person who can think for themselves, who can produce and do things, then you are not likely to accept them as someone who's equal to you.
Sangam Simang, it's a long-term project, right? So we must just be patient.
No, I think that the concept of being patient assumes that there isn't an urgency to it. So while at the same time, I think we all recognize that
Yeah, this is so beautiful. This guy raised a beautiful point saying like, this thing of like not black people build the country, because of guys, if we're going to be honest, we'll never build South Africa with degrees. Because of the whole black, they went to school because of after apartheid. So after apartheid, they send all the black kids to school. So what school produce? School produce workers. Workers who work for who? Companies. Most of companies that are in South Africa, they are run by white people. Most majority, they benefited from what? Apartheid. Then they give us salary. Salary you pay, tax, then you pay other things. So that means we're going to die as a worker. We are going to die, black people, as a worker, because this system is created like this. You born, first thing, they remove your parents from their houses. That's the first thing. They remove your parents from their houses, right? They remove them from their houses. They remove black parents from their houses. After they remove them from their houses, from their land, they take everything. After they take everything, they create a system that's going to make us not afford to buy the land back. Because like now, when you say want the land back, they say you must buy it. We don't man.
racialism is a work in progress. We need measures now that address the very real situations in which people are living. We cannot accept, as Archbishop Tutu says, that because of the color of your skin, you will be born, you will live a certain kind of life, and you will die in that same station. My children go to a nursery school, and in that nursery school, there's not a single one of the preschool teachers who is not white. And there's not a single one of the teaching assistants who is white. So the message every single day for those women, there is a ceiling. And until this changes, you will never get this job.
Wow, this is a very point, man. This is a very point. The point that you mentioned, man, is a beautiful point that we can learn on. You can see that all people like they call it the big debate, which is like almost. I think like President Ramaphosa was encouraging the youth to say you must focus on this. You must come on these kind of topics to express ourselves, to speak about them, because the moment you speak, the more you accept. My president was talking about this 16 December. His speech, oh my God, English. His speech was talking about this kind of part, like you must express yourself, speak about it. That's very important when you talk about it, when you express about it, it'll be easy for you to adjust it, especially when it comes to land appropriation, expropriation, something like that.
Sinette Bridges, why do we need a Red October movement? I mean, we have 30 million Black people in this country who don't have a plate of food. Wouldn't it be better for you to fight that? Would that not make you a little bit more secure, as you heard from Desmond Tutu, that white people in this country are lucky?
I don't agree with what Desmond Tutu said, firstly, at all. And I don't think we can prescribe to tell people what they can and cannot march for. People become involved in projects and march for things that are important to them. There are people marching 6 marches per day in this country, violent ones.
No, like Desmond Tutu said, like our parents. Why you say you don't agree with Desmond Tutu? Because he's speaking the fact, and the fact that it doesn't come to debate. He's speaking the fact. So like our parents, they go to work for whites, which is the truth. It's not a lie, because they remove them from their own place. So like now they're going to work for whites, which is the truth. They're going to work for whites in the beautiful houses. And the statement is like 30 million Black people who are living in South Africa who don't have food. 30 million. Because of after apartheid, there was no justice served. After apartheid, there was no justice served. No justice served. Because of even like justice served, you're not going to have people who have a 70% of the land, but justice served. You're going to expose that? No. So it shows like there were no things safe after apartheid. So I don't understand when you say like you don't agree with Desmond. Desmond is right. Our parents, that's what they call them, garden boy. Your mom, they call your mom a kitchen girl. They'll call your father garden boy. So I don't understand what she mean by what she say, because they're calling your mom even there's a song, my mother was a kitchen boy, my father was a garden boy, my father was a garden boy, my mother was a kitchen boy. So they were calling our parents those names, kitchen boy, garden boy. You understand? So I don't understand when you come here and say like, no, hey, no. Let's speak the truth. The truth is going to save us.
And then it is very easy to make an insert like the one that was played before the show, where the fact that there is white poverty is completely denied, ignored.
What they have done with the benefits of apartheid, because I believe when whites come here, every black child and stuff, I believe that we believe when I grow up, whites are born to live the best life. And I was asking myself, why these people they're living the best life like this, but never find answers. But I cannot understand why they are living the best life because of apartheid. And then like now you say like there's a white poverty. Yes, like now I know I'm reacted on them, but it's the question of like what they have done with their benefit that they benefit during apartheid. People are going to ask that question. They got the benefited during apartheid. They got the benefited. What they have done with the beneficiary that they got during apartheid.
I, in fact, don't think that most of the people here know that there are white squatter camps.
So why not partner then with the other people who are in squatter camps who are fighting for similar things to those white South Africans who live in squatter camps? Why segregate yourselves?
No, part of the Red October was had to do with affirmative action, broad-based black economic empowerment. These are discriminatory laws. There are 1 million people, white people, left in the job market in South Africa. So even if you took every single one of their jobs, if you took every single white job away from them and gave all of those 1 million jobs to a black person.
But why is like that? You once put your mind why they implemented those laws because of apartheid. Those laws like is a laws that they're going to bring is a laws that are going to bring justice because of historical justice never happened because of those people that they still benefited. We call it historical injustice. Where like black people own 4% of the land. So like now we are focusing to historical justice. We're like, why is they benefited? And the question of we ask themselves what they've done with their benefits. Because of you mentioned affirmative action. Yes, there's BEE, black empowerment. The reason those laws exist is because of the reason like those laws exist is because of the benefits of apartheid. The consequences, let me put that way, I think it's going to make sense in that way.
Then you will just have 1 million more white people that are poor.
But no one's asking for 1 million jobs to be taken away from
But
white
it is
people.
happening. It is in fact happening.
But no one's asking for it.
Yes. You must have, you must be the part of the game.
It seems to me the height of self-indulgence for white people to go on and on about affirmative action in the face of so many very real and pressing national problems. And I think part of what's going on with the affirmative action kind of hang-up that white people have is it's the one area since democracy came where white people were forced to not be allowed to state their case and to win that particular fight. And so part of how racism works is that we view white people's pain as more important than black people's pain.
Yes. Right? Wow. You nail it. Wow. They like she nailed it. So we view like even like me, I saw by myself, I was like, how? I never saw something like this. And you say like we view the pain of white people like, like, oh my God, oh why, hey. But we don't understand the pain of the black child. You understand? This happen, say like we view their pain like that, but we don't understand the pain of a black child. We don't understand what black people are experiencing, what black people are going through. But we are busy and want to feel sorry. Not like I don't know if like it sound good to you want to mention that so I wanted to just open. I'm coming like now. What's happening here? Okay. I'm coming. Yes, you can. This topic is going to come. Yeah, it's going to continue. So guys, give me 1 minute. I'll be back. 1 minute. I'm busy with something. I'll be back, guys. I'll be back soon. I'm going to talk about this beautiful topic that I'm in love with. Mommy. Guys, I'll be back. 1 minute, sorry. 1 minute, then I'll be back, please. Then I'll come back to you guys. I love you so much. And you know that. I'm coming now. I'll be back soon. I'll be back. Give me like 1 second. One. I want to make something to eat, guys. Only 1 minute. I'll be back. Yes, I'm back. Okay, let's go focus on the big topic. Oh, so I didn't share the screen. Oh, what happened? Wow, so guys, I didn't share the screen. Maybe I need to do like this. Let's go. Good. Let's focus on this matter now. With me.
No issues with me. I'm not denying that there are hectic problems in this country that need to be addressed. But we can also not deny the fact that very many of these problems are service delivery, maintenance problems due to cadre deployment, affirmative action, because people have been put into positions that they are not qualified to do, and the country is falling apart.
So no. Don't clap the hands. No. Whole bus. Stop clapping hand. So you're going to try to say, like this country is falling apart because of like it's no longer in the white man charge like before apartheid, because of they've been lots of stories. People say like apartheid was better. Apartheid was better. Like now, because of now during apartheid they have the jobs, they have this, and they have this, and they have this. They mention lots of stuff. So this lady, this is what is trying to say.
When we talk about these things, it always seems to me that the reality of living in South Africa passes some people by, like Sunette. And you can throw out certain statistics, like 18% of white people live in so-called squatter camp, whatever.
Have you ever been to a white squatter camp? Yeah.
If you actually follow statistics that are scientifically taken, then you see, for example, that after 1 year of graduation, a white graduate is about 10 times as likely to have gotten a job than a black graduate.
Wow. You know, like I heard people talk about this thing. So like, if like you're a white graduate, it'll be easy for you to get the job. I never understand it because of people that will keep on talking about it. So like, you see, like when you're white, it'll be easy for you to get the job. And those kind of things will be easy for you to get the job. Job is easy for you to get the job. And the lecturer in law, he understands this. And the beautiful thing, he's white. Let's make it beautiful. It makes it more beautiful.
Why is that?
Absolutely. But there is the reality of hundreds, if not thousands, of white farmers being killed on their farms. We can't ignore it.
If you're a black person living in Khayelitsha, your life is far more at risk than any white person living anywhere.
Exactly.
Me as a middle-class white
Exactly.
person driving in a car.
Facts. In Kasi, people are being killed just like that, and it's like say this guy says right. So like he's right, and it's like this. Yeah, you are right, you. And it's like this, so like you are right. And this man bring a very point. So like when you're a black person living in a township, your life is still risk than a farm, a white man who living far from the farm, who live in the farm, sorry, live in the farm. He's saying that. Wow. Wow, man, this is so beautiful. This topic that I've been wanting them. Where this topic that I've been waiting for them, man, to talk about them, to have this serious discussion with people, to interact. This is a debate, Baba. Let's go. Words against words.
The threat to my existence for crime is far, far less than if you are a poor and black person because of the way in which apartheid structured our society.
In terms of the insight that you've given and so on, you talk about racism against black people. You also talk about white farmers being killed. Whilst there's no mention that the second largest population group in this country, not being white, them being colored, is so neglected. We've got the highest incarceration rate.
Yeah, like cars, like they forget about colors. He's speaking the truth, you know. Black colors, they are killings in colors is communities is high, and the poverty too, you know. He's speaking the truth, but at least like he's here to represent colors. That's so beautiful because I can see blacks, I can see whites, I can see colors, which is so beautiful because of it's clear like he's here to present colors. This is beautiful because he's here to present colors.
So we are so caught up between a white, black debate and so on. And this ideal, the zebra debate, this ideal where we want to grow to in terms of a rainbow nation is, so to say, denied because we are leaving behind the people who are originally in this country.
Let me ask you this.
It's like that one, then I have problem. Listen, guys, I always say this, not to this debate, to myself as African man. You will never say respectfully to respect other people's cultures, and I would love to everyone to respect African culture. African cultures, we are not, as people who know who we are, especially Zulu, Tswana culture, Sotho, Pedi, Tonga. We worship our ancestors. We do some cultural activities that are different to others, and our names, our surnames, I want to explain simple English. What did they call it in English? When you introduce yourself, you say that your name is related to animal or the nature of Africa. You can't say, like in my African culture, talk about mine, not you, mine. Listen carefully, mine. In the African culture, you can't say you are African while your name is European name. During apartheid, the names like Julius Malema is a name that given by apartheid so that they can able to explain our name. I have a Daniel name, middle name Daniel. Others we have Thomas because of apartheid, but it's against African culture. In African culture, you can't have like those names. They don't represent Africa. They represent Europe. Like maybe your name is like English name or Africa's name. They represent Dutch. So they don't represent Africa. You get my point? And again, we worship our ancestors. Then you can see how Africa is so beautiful. Then you can see the animals. Our same name. My essay man, when you introduce yourself like a Zulu, mostly Zulu, they love to say it. Their clan names, is African. So people are going to come here and say like quiz. There's no thing called Khoisan. I think this thing of Khoisan must end because there's no thing called, hey, I'm a Khoisan, there's no such thing.
When the racial categorizations are made in this country under, for example, Black economic empowerment, employment equity, colored people fall under Black people. Why do you feel the need? No. Yes, let me finish my point and then you can respond. Why you feel you must hold on to that identity and why it then leads to the exclusion that you're talking about?
There can be many reasons, but the sole reason is we are a social construct in this country. Secondly, constitutionally, we have the right to associate us with whomever we want to.
Yes.
We are coloreds. There's nobody representing.
We are colored. He just confirmed by himself. So, like, let's use the example of Trevor Noah. I love Trevor Noah, the best comedy man. Trevor Noah, his dad is a white. He's a white man, Trevor Noah's father. His mom is a Xhosa. Yeah, he's a Xhosa. He grew up in Kasi. Right? So for him, he considers himself as a Xhosa. He can speak Xhosa, he can speak Afrikaans. Because their father is a white. Even this guy who passed away, man, rest in peace, DJ Warriors, man. Oh my God, man. I feel like government fail us, man, especially when it comes to DJ Warriors. DJ Warriors speaks Xhosa, Zulu or Xhosa, between the two, speaks fluent, and he considers himself, let's say, Zulu man. This is him Zulu. So I understand him, this main point, when he say like us, we can put myself, we can say I'm Black, I can say I'm white, because of based on the reality we know, and then we see that if I can sleep with a white lady, I'm going to produce a colored. So there are different types of colors. Let's go there. We have an Indian colors, we have a Chinese colors, we have a white colors. So if a Black man can sleep with a Chinese colored, it's going to bring a colored lady, child, I mean. If a Black man sleep with a Indian, they're going to create a colored. I don't know if it makes sense. But if I don't make sense, it's based on my opinion, based on me, my opinion. If it doesn't make sense, you can comment it.
Us here. I'm just asking for fairness. I'm saying if we are really serious about speaking about racism, let us give each other a fair chance. Let us say there must be a Black person, there must be a colored person, a white person, an Indian person. But you can't say let's talk seriously about racism, but you exclude us.
I refuse. No. They didn't excuse you. You got the mic, you got the stage. Why is it exclusive while you got the mic? You got the mic. People, they raise their hand. If they talk about this kind of topic, everyone, like this lady, he presents white, another presents Black, another presents colored. So when they talk, you go and you check the mic. You say like, based on this, what about colored? Based on this, what we have done like now, you represent yourself. So don't wait people to spoon feed you. Say like, you don't do that. Stand up, like what you did now.
All right. Dr. Mulder, if you could stand up for me.
The Rainbow Nation is in trouble, in serious trouble. When we started the constitutional writing process in 1995, I was present as a member of parliament. An ad was put out to the public to say, what is South Africa about? It said, at that time, 20 million women, 18 million men. 8 religions, 25 church denominations, 31 cultural groups, 14 languages, 9 race groups, 1 country. And if you look at the audience today, that is the reality of South Africa. The question is, how do we deal with that reality? How do we take South Africa forward and create a society where we can live in peace and harmony?
Good. Definitely. This is what Ramaphosa, even Gaten McKinsey was talking about during 16 December, where like white Africans created their own event, and the running party created their own event to celebrate, for us to come together and remember where we come from apartheid. So they isolated themselves and they create their own stuff there, which is a message to say like, we don't want to celebrate with you. And then allegedly they're saying they're celebrating Sambok. Sambog that was beating our sisters during apartheid. That's why those Sambog were beating our forefathers, it was beating our foremothers, our grandfathers. Those Sambog were celebrating 16 December, 16 December. Well, as we are celebrating our memory, our history, and coming together to make a peace. And I love what you said. I love it. Wow. These guys, come on.
And take our country forward. Now, my fight is not so much with our friend from Coca-Cola. My fight is with a friend from South African breweries. The impression is created of this wonderful rainbow nation. We see that every Saturday in sporting advertisements. The true problem is that the recipe for nation building in South Africa is wrong. We cannot stumble from one sporting event to the next and think we're going to build a nation in terms of people feeling that they belong, that they are accommodated. That's why the Minister of Sport reacted so terribly about Bafana Bafana, calling them useless idiots. Why? He hoped that they would win the cup and the ruling party can ride on that sentiment until the election. That's what he hoped.
Wow. Very point, man. If you raise very point, me, I'm a fair judge, you know, because of people who say like, when speak black person speak, you clap hands. No. Are you speaking reality, or are you running from reality? I check those cases because I check people who face the truth. The truth can be painful. The truth is going to go people that are going to test on the comment section because it's the truth. So like me, my judgment, it goes based on the truth. If you speak the truth, if you understand what we went through as black people, and what you say, like we need to come together. And to come together, firstly, we need to be equal. The land must be returned.
Do Indian people feel the same way as colored people, that they are excluded, that they are a separate group and should be dealt with separately?
Well, I don't know. I'm not here as an Indian person. I'm here as a black South African woman.
Come on, clap your hands, man. Wow. Clap your hands.
The problem, I think, is that in the first few years of our democracy, the ANC had a discussion which they called the national question about how it deals with the question of race. But as time went by, after the Mandela presidency, the ANC abandoned that because there were other priorities in the country, and rightly so. And what you then had is people retreating into their lagers. So what you have is people like Sunette and my black brother across there who believe that they are different. And there is no...
Yeah, definitely. They believe they are different. They do. They come here, Queenson. They come here, Queenson. Yes, we need to move forward.
No intelligent debate in this country other than what we're doing now on how to deal with these issues and how to help people like this to see that their problems are no different from everybody else's problems, and that when you talk about squatter camps in this country, it's more to do with class rather than a few people, you know, that feel that they need to be treated.
She's well explained. She's well explained. I understand her fully. I understand it fully. I don't want to lie. Fully. I get him. Wow. This is so beautiful, man. The debate I once watched my whole life. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful debate I ever seen.
No. It's a huge project. Yeah, this building this country, not fighting with each other and not pointing fingers. Why are we not in this together?
I think the defining chord that runs through South African identity is the sense of exclusion. If you're poor and black, you feel excluded. If you're white and your ancestors were colonialists, you feel excluded. If you're multiracial, if you're colored, then and your ancestors were slaves and colonialists, you feel excluded. Everybody in this country feels like they're being pushed out of the box of South Africanness. Our country was built on 350 years of systemic violence, violence, misogyny, and the exclusion of people. When we
Which people don't? You say I hate people who say people. Say it. Which people? Say it. Say it. How?
start to deal with the emotional, psychological, and spiritual baggage of that, then we'll start to form a country, we'll start to form a nation. But that is real, deep, inner, emotional, loving work.
I love it. You see, like the moment we start to want to build this country, and the moment we stop people dividing themselves, is when we start to talk about this kind of issues. We need to talk about things that are uncomfortable. We need to talk about things that are uncomfortable. So that is the best way, through communication. We all know we are all dating, we are all married, we are all having kids. Even in the workplace where we are working, communication is the only key to success. So this kind of debate, the way I react, other things are going to say things that are not that are truth, but they are heads, but we need to face them. I'm going to say things that you don't like, you're going to say things you don't like, but it's a thing of like, do you accept it? Because it's reality, and we need to change it. I'm telling you, when we have that mindset, we are building this country. But when we remove that mindset, this country will go nowhere.
We need to start speaking from a place of love for self, from a place of love for our children, from a place of wanting this society to be what we imagine it to be in our minds, in our dreams. We've got to want something better than what we have now, and want it more than we want to be right.
Wow. Come on, if you're watching this, you're not clapping, you have a big problem. You have a big problem. You must be clapping like now. Wow.
And when we return, we hear from gardeners who have been victims of racism here in Johannesburg. This is The Big Debate.
Why they had this beautiful topic, man, and debate? Why they had it? I never saw it so beautiful like this, man. You know, like when I was growing up, I wanted to be part of debate, but my English was so bad. Even like now, it's trying, but like because of we need to debate with one language so that everyone can hear me. But like in my home language, in Setswana, I can debate you and defeat you. But like now, since my English is upcoming, I was like, man, why not debate? Why not take a chance and debate on YouTube channel? And this is so beautiful, man. I love this.
And welcome back to The Big
Man, this is beautiful. I don't want to like, oh my God, guys. If you're not clapping your hands, you need prayers.
Debate on racism. A black South African can expect to receive approximately 13 cents for every rand received by a white South African. That's up 1 cent since 1994. Some of those workers paid the least are domestic workers, cleaners, and gardeners. Wits University has outsourced some of these workers to save money. Let's speak to one of them.
Yeah, ke berekela university as outsource. So I gone treatment tse di tshwanetseng tse di bontshang gore re batho re tšeo ka batho.
Wow, man, this guy is working for university and he's caring about the treatment he's caring about the treatment in the workplace. The treatment is bad when it comes to black people. When it comes to why the treatment is best. So the reason we're watching this guy is because of we have an issue about that. Wow, sorry, man. Sorry.
I mean, if you're like racism, like inequality, go university. I mean, if it's 1,200 rand or 2,000 rand ka kgwedi, which means I want to as a university even ka boyona I engage or I netaba le batho ba bantsho in order go teach civilization in if
Yeah, but like, you know, like most of people they complain about racism in the workplace. If you can pay attention, a lot of people say like there's lots of racism. You're not working well. You're not paid well. A lot of people, man, they are complaining about the racist and this kind of situation. So, but it's a question of like, while lots of people are complaining about this, there's any action is taken when people are crying about this kind of service. There's any action taken to make sure their needs and wants are met. There's any action. Anyone can answer this question. There's any action taken, or there's no action taken. They will see by themselves how they need to survive. Or there is action that is in the place to help those people who experience it. Like my brother here, he said like we experience this thing in the workplace, and he said the university does not treat black people as serialized. Which university is that?
if ngayibala kamkhona
Okay, so nibhatala kancinci futhi anikwazi ukungena kwi-toilet zonke ezise-university, anikwazi ukungena nase-library?
No, library abadumeli batho ba tsena ka library especially as a or as outsource. But previously ga ba sa dumeli even ba ya go toilet ba batla batho ba sebedisa toilet e1. Racism is tsamaisana le inequality.
So I want to understand like what my brother is speaking on what. I want to understand that part, you know. But I hear him very well. I hear him very well. And considering that my father is focused. My father is so focused. I don't know, maybe try to understand because this guy was speaking Spanish. This guy was speaking Spanish. Maybe like he tried to understand like what this guy just said. I don't understand. What did he say? And look, this one is laughing. We are laughing when we talk about serious matters here.
Listen to everything that's been going on. And everyone is talking like us, the coloreds. No one is talking about us. We, the black people, being oppressed. Oh, there's white poverty. No one is talking about the white poverty. And I think the issue is resourcism over racism. Everyone thinks that there aren't enough resources for me. And what happens, even if you look at like other countries, I look at Greece, for example, look at Russia, the moment they experience a recession, what happens is that they start attacking foreigners.
Of course, there's a resource problem, but in essence...
Yeah, of course, there's a resource problem. And like the thing that I was always believe in, starting to understand, like when you're the person who love to think out of the box and challenge yourself, asking questions, sitting alone, and you'll be sitting there alone, thinking alone, and want to understand, so like, what is happening with our government? Is South Africa run by people or those? Because of people say like, South Africa, Trump will come and put orders, will do these things, like just like that. I don't know if you get my point. So South Africa, like, I feel like it never ran this country, but that time is coming. This new age. This new age, I believe, like that time where like South Africa is going to run this country is coming. But like now, I feel like we never run this country. That's how I feel. I know like God is going to see them bad. But that's how I feel. I feel like we never run this country. I know it's painful to talk about it, but I feel like that.
Since the whole question, why can't we just get along, sit in a circle and sing Kumbaya? It is all about power. Who has the power? And power is not only whether you have political power. It's whether you have economic power, yes. Whether you have social power. If you have a white skin in a racist society, you have more social power.
Wow. Well, now you are a good lawyer. Power is not about being in politics. Like if you own the land, the skin, like what you mentioned, resources, that means power. Power is not about the money most of the time because we believe like power is all about the money. But what the explanation is just explain like now to define what is power. So like power is not about the color of the skin. Power is not about you're in parliament or you get the power. It's not about that. Who have more resources here? Who own the land? Who own economy? Who own those things? But we're not going to say it because we're afraid, but we all know that white people are the one who own economy than government.
It's a nasty concoction of things that makes it very difficult for people to come together as equals.
Now, so are you admitting then that by virtue of having a white skin, that you have a level of power that I, with my black skin, wouldn't?
I do, socially. For example, if I go into a shop, I know that no matter if I come from the gym, if I go to the gym and I'm dressed scruffily, nobody's going to assume that I am somehow up to mischief. If I'm a black person and I go to the same thing, people
You know, like it's beautiful to have people like this, man. People who face the truth, people who are ready to face the reality in order to change this country. Because the moment you start to observe, to say like, oh, I'm like this, and people respect me. But if it was the other color, it's going to be a different experiment. You see, but what he explained here is so beautiful. He explained so well, so beautiful, so that we can focus on the color you mentioned about. Wow, you done a beautiful work by explaining what you just mentioned. Wow, it's so beautiful, man. I don't wanna lie, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
are going to assume.
The guy wants to talk. The guy is going to say the guy is busy fighting for the mic. If you don't input him, he's going to say, you guys don't include us, you guys put us aside. You understand? But this thing shows like you must fight as a person. You must fight.
I wonder whether we're willing to cede our Iism, our colorism, our Indianism, our blackism, our whiteism, our Africanism, in the interest of an African identity, which is something that I think is far more compelling than the kind of silos that we are trying to construct.
I know this guy. This guy's an EFF member. This guy is an EFF member. And the beautiful thing about him is listen very careful and he's saying nothing. We should look look the father here, this one. Yo, it's scary, eh? It's scary, yeah, look here. Yo.
I think that there's no getting away from the fact that the project of apartheid was very linked with white capital expansion. I think it would be more useful to frame our conversation around rather affirmative action, corrective action, because what are we doing? We are correcting what has gone wrong.
Yes. Wow. This is what I was talking about. Those affirmative actions, those BBE, they are correcting what they have done during apartheid. So like they believe like those things are there to target them, they're there to bring them down, they're there to do all those kind of stuff to punish them. It's not to punish them. Still in today, 2025, I'm still talking, I'm still reacting. People who own the land, people who own the economy, we know. Even like like colors, their own Indians that they are top from black people. Black people own 4% of the land and government.
Reconciliation is not just about, I'm so sorry, I love you, you love me. No.
All right, Sinet. Embracing your African identity. Please speak to that first before you make the other points.
Yes, absolutely. We started this conversation with regards to the Rainbow Nation. There cannot be a rainbow if we do not embrace the fact that we are several different cultures, we speak different languages, we have different traditions, and that was the plan, is for each of those to be preserved so that together it will be a really nice picture. But it all...
Facts. Facts, you are definitely right. But then, but you know, like in Orania, they want to preserve their culture by dividing themselves from other race, which is the dividing the country. So like now it's no longer a rainbow nation because of this like where they don't want black people to stay. And when you check the reality, who's owned this land? Who's the original of this land? You see, like they say, like now us we want to stay in Orania. But then when I checked, this guy explains like there are AfriForum and White Afrikaner, and I think he said like this guy he said they are different. I don't know if he said they're different or their mission is different. I don't know what he said. But he said something like that. You can check it on TikTok. You can check like the guy saying like AfriForum and White Afrikaner. Say something like that.
Just became one big grey mess and majority takes everything. And you cannot deny that. You cannot deny the fact that tribalism is alive and well, and I actually think it's a good thing. I mean, Zulu people they own 37% of Natal in the Ingonyama Trust, and nobody knows that the Zulus have an entire homeland in the brand new South Africa. But let them have it if they want, but then give it to us as well.
Oh, we benefited from apartheid. So you want to benefit from apartheid, and come on. Zulu is a big tribe. It's a tribe that understand themselves. Zulu is a tribe that put themselves there. You know, like in life, they used to say this: you'll never go far if you don't put yourself there. Zulu was fighting. If you can compare to other tribes in South Africa, Zulu was always there. Zulu Nation was, you know, I believe like even for those 37% I'm talking about, they fought for it. Because of apartheid. Apartheid was just here to benefit. Even though if Zulu, they didn't fight, it's going to be taken by whites most. If Zulu didn't fight, it's going to be taken by whites. So I believe like they've done a beautiful work to fight. They've done a beautiful work to fight because of if like they didn't fight, people are going to benefit. It's going to be white still.
I want to stay with this point about the rainbow and everybody having their own piece. And maybe you want to speak to that because you want to raise the issue of the Khoi.
Yeah, I just want to start by saying a question. Did the Rainbow Nation fail? It was never successful because it was never reality. You see, since Codesa, this was a black and white talk. You've sidelined us.
So are you saying that there were no colored people, no Khoi people around the table at Codesa?
We are not.
No, this lady explaining there's not a term called Khoisan, but this lady explaining so very beautiful. And she was saying like there's no term Khoisan. So I can see like say come here, so like you exclude us. But when you go at the back, there was this is like there's not a term called Khoisan. There's not a thing called Khoisan. Khoisan I think was a war allegedly. You are saying like it's a war, something like a war, you know. Yeah.
We are not included. We are not even like it's here.
They were there.
You have seats. You have seats for whites and blacks.
Sir, could we stick with the topic, please? At Codesa, there were colored people. There were people of Khoi descent.
No, this is not a rainbow nation. We are the rainbow nation, the ones who are being pushed aside. The rest is a zebra nation.
Is it like zebra nation because of the white and black? So you call it a rainbow nation. Wow, man, they are so funny.
I want to go into our workplaces because we've talked about the insert specifically looked at your overt racism. But we're working in the same environments, right? We're all in the same offices. How are we interacting?
Pretty negatively, unfortunately. I mean, after 20 years, one would have hoped there would have been more progress in terms of integration. You know, if I look back 20 years when we first started doing this work, there was definitely far more overt racism. I find it's now a far more covert thing. It's as if we can't talk about race, especially as white people. And until we have this discussion, especially in the workplace, until we negotiate and talk to each other, we're never going to build unity. This is our 20th year of democracy, and we're still hearing about me and my red October movement, and me and my little colored thing. Why can't we be united?
Yeah, fact. And it's a thing that I've been explaining like now. It's a thing that I've been talking about it now. It's like we'll never fix this country if we don't talk. We must talk, whether it's painful, whether it's what, but we must talk. You understand? Whether we like to fix it. It's the same as in a relationship. You know, if like your girlfriend, you don't give you those style you want, maybe you want that style, and she do only one style, but you don't tell your partners like, baby, can you do other style, please, so that I can learn from that. But you want to go outside to cheat. You understand? That's where the problem starts. Because we need to focus on the situation that affect us. Let me do this. Please create the part 2 of this big debate. I want to do a second part 2 because this one's going to be long. MD, and must add some difference to choose the part 2. It says continue, and please make sure it's more attractive than this one. Give that YouTube thumbnail. Now create it for me now. Yeah, like I said, it's about same as a relationship. You know, your wife, you'll be like, no, baby this, but when now you must you must I don't know, man. I don't know if you get my point, what I'm trying to say. So let's go back before I'm going to close the first session. The second session is coming. The reason I'm doing this is to overload the work that I need to. Oh, sorry. There's a work that I need to do. Oh my God. Yeah, this is a bigger topic that we need to talk about. To save this country, we must talk about this kind of topics. I know you're watching this video, you are getting bored because you want to watch things that doesn't make any sense. You are bored. You want to watch things that doesn't going to change this country. This is our youth. They want things that doesn't change this country. The real topics, they run away. Based on description provided, create a YouTube thumbnail for me. These are people. I'm busy with something here. Good. Let's go and focus in the serious matter now. Let's go and focus in a serious matter.
We need to educate each other.
But isn't what Sinette saying is that she's talking about the rainbow, but she's saying everybody in there needs to have their own space, and she feels that they don't have their own space.
Well, I think that, we have so much space as white people. We have benefited hugely, and we still benefit every day from apartheid. It's nonsense to say we don't.
Part of what happens in these conversations, and I spent many years of my life working on gender issues and working as a gender trainer. And so you'd come and have a discussion about what men and women and how women have less power than men. The men in the room would say, but you're not acknowledging the places where you have improved. And it would make feminists, myself included, feel very defensive. But the reality is that if I am not able to acknowledge that as a Black person who has one of the most fantastic educations in the world, has access and political networks, and walks into a room with confidence and will get the CEO position regardless of affirmative action, right? If I don't...
I think like you talk about the power of acknowledging. I believe it's on the power of the moment you acknowledge. I believe like it's on that point of acknowledging. You need to acknowledge. You need to focus on acknowledging. He believe like when people start to acknowledge, especially, is sending to whites to say like they must start to acknowledge, because this is what they do. It's hard for them to acknowledge the reality and to acknowledge the things we are in. They just want to run away by not able to acknowledge. You understand? So I think like he's talking about whites. Even around alive. So it's very important to acknowledge, guys. So let's go. I know this one did bad. I hope short videos are going to do the best.
acknowledge that I have power, right? Then we're not having an honest conversation. And then Sinette and my brother over here get upset because the reality is there has been an increase of some Black people's power. There has been a new Black elite that has formed.
So should we then change the way that we do Black economic empowerment, change the way that employment equity is done? So me and you, who have already benefited, no longer benefit from
what
it.
I'm saying, so I believe in affirmative action. Yeah. Okay? Because I'm also not, I'm not a Black person who is so individualistic as to say my power and my access means that no one else must have. What I am saying is that a mature conversation on race also recognizes there are different types of power and that there are shades and nuances in the conversation about power. And when I...
Fact, she's telling the truth. There are different types of power. So like that lady asked a beautiful question. So you're saying like when because of you benefited from affirmative action. So those who are not benefited, they must stop benefiting because of fewer of Black people they benefited from affirmative action. So it's like no, I believe in affirmative action. But it went there. We were like the question said like, do you agree? You understand? Do you agree or what? But she's going there. Hey. Come on. We don't give you answer you want. You don't give the answer you want. We want the answer you want. Give us the real answer, because the one we are giving it is not making sure. The one the answer is providing us with is not making sure. I don't lie. It's not making sure. Let's focus, guys. This is a beautiful topic, man. This is a beautiful topic. This is a beautiful topic, man, to focus on.
I can accept my own privilege that in a new South Africa, the cachet of being an articulate Black person has a certain type of power. If I can accept that and acknowledge that, then I can have a conversation with Sinette because I've given a little bit of what she's talking about. And then I hope she can also hear me, right?
You agree? I agree very much with what she's saying. I think it's about owning the truth of your own story with all of its complexity. So for me, as an educated middle-class woman, I know that when I walk into spaces, I carry a certain currency that is not carried by my brother who can't pee in a toilet that I peed in when I went to Vits. You know?
Facts. Wow. Wow, this is so beautiful. I love how she explained it. Wow. I'm saying wow. I love how she explained it. Oh my God, so beautiful. Since this guy raised his hand, he's been raising his hand, Shem. He's been raising his hand, this brother here. They must give him opportunity. He's been raising his hand, Shem. He's been.
Exactly.
But at the same time,
My laptop is scaring me. My laptop is. Good. It's been running. What's happening here? My laptop was giving me problems. Like now it's prop. It's good. Let's debate about the serious issue. Was this like like that sound of the, I think the CD inside or what? But that sound I don't like.
walk into spaces, for example, going into very poor, disenfranchised communities. I also have to acknowledge that the dysfunction that I see that exists in those communities is part of my historical baggage. I carry it within me. It's in my family, it's in my heart, it's in my choices. And what is worrisome is seeing people who own so much power in terms of land, in terms of resources, in terms of people you employ, in terms of the language that you've taken from these people and used to create a nation. You own so much power, but do you concede that? Do you acknowledge that? Do you
Faith. And like people who went to school, you don't own much. I have degree. I have 2 degrees, by the way, and some certificates. But I will never compete with someone who have a land. I'll never compete with someone who benefited from apartheid. Even though I can work my whole life in that company, I will never have the same standards. Whether you went to school, you never have a power to someone who owns a farm, to someone who owns a business, who owns the land, because of those companies are building the land. So whether you can say, like what Message say, you will never outbeat those people. This is a generational wealth. It's a generational wealth. That means lots of their kids are going to benefit there. Lots of their kids are going to benefit there. We call it generational wealth. Just imagine. So you think like you're going to outbeat them with degree? You are playing. You will never beat those people with degrees. You can have masters, you can have PhD, but you'll never beat someone who owns a land.
own that? If you owned a little bit of that, it would be easy to come to the table with you. It would be easy to acknowledge death is death, pain is pain. I mean, there were 350 years of conscription in this country. It's only one generation of white men who didn't go into the military. How much pain exists in white families? I'd be willing to hear that more than I'm willing to hear that your pain is your pain only, because everybody in this room is carrying pain.
But I don't believe the debate.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. She raised a beautiful point. She raised a beautiful point. Let me see them again in the message.
Yeah, but I came to my house, and the thing is that now that it's going up, he will buy tomorrow, then give another food, and I will send it to you, then I will forward to you.
From our side, 20 years into this democracy, the debate from our side has never been to negate your pain, nor has it ever been about saying that we want back to where we came from. White people voted for this democracy.
No. Yeah. I'm going to come in that cut. I want to cut this one because I need to edit it. I love you so much. Stay tuned. Round 2 is coming like now. Watch the part 2. Watch the part 2. This is a beautiful topic we need to focus on.